Hey you guys, so today we are just going to jump right into this video. So to prime my skin, I'm going in with my Whish Botanical Primer. I got this in my Birchbox last month and I love it. And then over top of that, I'm going in with my Revlon Colorstay Foundation. I am in the normal to dry skin shade, and then my shade number is 150 Buff. And I am applying this with my Beauty Blender. Then I'm going in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this underneath my eyes. And I'm also going to work this concealer onto the eyelids as well, just for like an eyeshadow primer. And then I'm also putting this down my chin, cupid's bow, nose, and forehead, just to even everything out. And then I will just apply a little bit more to the kind of like the apples of my cheeks, just because I get a little bit of redness there. And then to set the face, I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Translucent Face Powder. And this is in the shade 10 Fair Light. And I'm just taking this on my Beauty Blender, which is still just a little bit damp. It's not too wet though. And I am just going to pick up this powder and then just pounce it into the skin. Kind of like I would a concealer, but I am not putting on that much powder. I'm not baking. I am just setting down my concealer. And then I'm also going to do this method all over the face, basically, especially in the places where we applied concealer. And then for the places that I didn't set with my Beauty Blender and the powder, I'm going in with my EcoTools Full Powder Brush. And I'm picking up a little bit of this powder. I'm just going to set the rest of my face. And then starting with the eyes, I'm going in with Butter and Pooter on my Cala 315 Crease Brush. Of course, I'm using the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. This palette is beautiful, you guys. I have not stopped using it, and I've had it like for 6 months now. So I am taking those two shades and I am putting them in the crease as my transition shade. I love these two shades by themselves and together. They're just like the perfect transition shades, and all the colors that you put like below it in the crease and everything, they just blend out so beautifully, and I really think it's because of these two shades. Then I'm going in with the shade Pukey on my It Cosmetics Airbrush Blending Crease Brush. And I am just taking this shade and I'm putting this deeper into the crease. I'm not taking it as high up as I did the last two. And I'm using a little bit more of a more condensed brush for this too, just so that the product doesn't get everywhere. It's just really, really precise in the crease. And then the last product that I have on my brush, I will go ahead and blend up just a little bit, just so we're blending as we go and everything's going to be nice and seamless at the end. Then of course I had to go back in with my big fluffy brush and blend a little bit more. So then I'm going to go in with my Sonia Kashuk large domed eyeshadow brush, and this brush is just clean, and I'm going to go ahead and take this and go basically from like right underneath my eyebrow into the crease just to make sure those three shades are really, really blended together and everything looks really, really seamless. Then I'm going in with the shade Enchanted from the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is just a beautiful, like, dark foresty green shade. And I'm taking this on my e.l.f. eye defining brush. And I am just going to place this shade on the outer corner and the inner corner of the eyes. I am going for like a halo eye today, so I am making sure that I focus these two colors on the outer corner and inner corner of the eyes. If it gets into the middle of the lid too much, then it's really fine. You can go in with concealer and clean it up if you want. I'm not going to, just because the shimmering shade we're going in with is so pretty and like so pigmented that it really doesn't matter if there's this dark green shade underneath it. Then I'm going to take just a little bit of that Enchanted shade, and I'm going in with this e.l.f. Eye Crease Brush, just a itty bitty little brush, and I'm going to take this and put it into the crease just to kind of tie everything together. Then I'm going back in with that It Cosmetics brush with some more of Pukey, and I'm going to blend out the edges of that green. Then I will go back in and add just a little bit more Enchanted to the crease. I am basically just going back and forth and blending and then applying some more of this shade. The reason that I'm doing it like this is just because this green can be like really intense and just too dark for my eyes, just me personally, if I apply too much of it. So I am being very careful and going back in and blending just to be sure that everything looks good. And then I'm going in with my Jaclyn Hill palette again, and I am taking Chip and Mocha on that same little e.l.f. Eye Crease Brush, and I am just placing these into the crease right where I put that green shade. I'm doing these two because they are kind of darker than the other shades we've used in the crease, and they're more cool toned, so it's really, really going to create that little bit of contrast in the crease. Then, of course, I had to go back in and blend because, you know, when am I not blending? And then I'm going to go back in and touch up the Enchanted shade on the inner and outer corner of the lid, just in case it got blended away. Now, for the star of the show, we are going in with my Jaclyn Hill palette again. And we're using the shade Diva, which is this beautiful green shimmery shade. And I love this shade because it's not like a Christmassy green. I actually filmed this look a little bit before Christmas because I was going to do it for a Christmas look, and then I decided to wait to post it just because you see green Christmas looks all the time, and these shades really aren't like Christmassy green, and even Jaclyn like says all the time that she intended for those two colors, like the two green shades, to not be like Christmassy green. She wanted them to be like wearable, you know, year-round greens that you could use all the time. And I actually lost the footage of me applying the shade. So, yeah, I applied it with my fingers, though. I think my camera died on me, but I applied it with my fingers, and I just put it in the middle of the lid. As you can see, I did not take this shade on the inner or outer corner of the eyes. I just brought it on the inner, or the middle of the lid, sorry. And then I'm going to go ahead and start with the face. I'm going in with my Urban Decay Beach Bronzer and this little e.l.f. Powder brush. And I am just going to begin placing this into the contours of my cheekbones. And then I'm going to go around the forehead and around the temples with this as well. Then I am going to go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer on my e.l.f. Complexion Brush. Even though this brush is broken, I cannot find another one, and this is like my favorite bronzing brush, so I might just have to use it broken because I cannot find another one anywhere. But anyways, I am just applying this bronzer to the exact same places we put the other one basically, but I'm applying this just a little bit more messy. Honestly, you don't have to use two bronzers. It's just this Physicians Formula one is just so pretty on me. It's like my perfect shade, and I just love it, so I have to use it like every single day. Then for blush, I'm going in with my Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. And I am in love with this blush with this eye makeup look. It's just a really, really pretty, like, corally pink shade. It's not too pink, though. It's more coral. And it just has, like, a little bit of glitter in it. Or not glitter, I'm sorry. A little bit of shimmer in it. I should say it like that. It has some shimmer, and it just looks so pretty on the cheeks. I'm in love with this blush. Like, I used to use it all the time, and I kind of forgot about it, but I'm in love again, you guys. I've rediscovered it, and I'm in love. And then, speaking of another oldie but a goodie, I'm going in with my Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Highlighter in the shade Gilded Honey. I'm taking this on my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, and I couldn't even show y'all, like, a picture or anything of my highlighter because it is busted. Like, it is shattered. It has been shattered for months, and I'm still using it because this is probably my favorite highlighter. If I could pick one highlighter to use for the rest of my life, it would probably be this one. It's just so pretty. And then I'm going to go in with my translucent powder again, and I'm going to pick some up on my beauty blender, and I'm just going to take this and put it underneath the cheekbones just to make sure that everything is sharp and there is no messy contour or messy bronzing or anything like that. And then I went ahead and went off camera and did my brows with my Benefit Brow gel. I can't remember if they say it's a gel or a cream. Anyways, I'll leave it in the link below. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in and finish off the eyes. I am taking the shade Beam from my Jaclyn Hill palette on a Morphe M170-4 brush. This is technically a lip brush, but I always use it to highlight my brow bone. And then I'm also taking that same shade, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in my inner corner as well. Then I'm taking that Sonia Kashuk brush, and I'm just going to make sure that there is no harsh lines, that highlighting shade kind of like blends into the other shades. Then for the lower lash line, I'm going in with my Sonia Kashuk Angled Eyeliner Brush, the number 27 one. And I am taking the shade Enchanted, which is that dark green shade, and I'm going to go ahead and put this all over my lower lash line, just really, really close to the lashes. Then I'm going to go ahead and go in with that little e.l.f. eye crease brush, and I am taking those two shades we use from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I think it's, yeah, Mocha and Chip, I do believe. The two cool tone shades. I'm taking those at first, and then I will add a little bit of Pukey in on my brush just to warm up the lower lash line just a little bit and make it match the top. Then I'm going to go ahead and go with my Real Techniques tapered crease brush. And I'm taking some of butter on this brush. Well, butter mixed with a little bit of Pukey. And I'm going to go ahead and blend out the edges just a little bit more. Then I am going to go back in with that little angled eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to deepen up the lower lash line a little bit. I'm just going to put that Enchanted shade right into the lower lash line, kind of like an eyeliner, but just really, really close to the lower lash line. Then I am taking the shade Diva, that green sparkly shade, and I'm going to put it on my finger, and I'm actually going to apply it onto the middle of my lower lash line just to kind of mimic the top lid. Then I'm touching up my inner corner highlight just a little bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara. You can definitely wear falsies with this look if you want. I'm just not a really big falsies person. I don't really wear them all that much, so I barely ever wear them in my videos. Then I'm going to go ahead and wipe off this excess baking powder with that EcoTools brush. So then I'm going in with my Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick in the shade Carmelo. It's just a really cool tone nude shade, and I love the way that it went with this eye look. It just looks so pretty. And I actually really love this lipstick anyways. This is like my go-to nude. If I don't want like a pinky nude, this is like my go-to.
Danny on the track, boy.